Welcome back to Film Fruit. Today, we'll be explaining an American romance film titled Love Jones, released in 1997. The film is set in the 90s and stars Nia Long as Nina Mosley and Larenz Tate as Darius Lovell. The two meet at an upscale nightclub presenting jazz and poetry to the sanctuary. Shortly before Darius is called to set, he meets Nina. They exchange small talk and names, sparking a mutual attraction between them. Darius makes his interest clear when he retitles his love poem, A Blues for Nina, and recites this for the audience to hear. After Darius' presentation, Nina congratulates him for using her as the object of his sensual poem. While talking, he thinks she is going to write her number down, but instead, she writes the word love on his hand and hopes next time he would make a poem on that topic. Ouch, better luck next time. By coincidence, he runs into Nina the second time at a CD record. He asked her out for a drink, but she told him it was bad timing. Darius is not taking no for an answer. He begs his friend Sheila, who works at the store, for Nina's address from her check. He shows up at her doorstep to deliver the CD unexpectedly. Pause. That's kind of stalkerish, don't you think? Anyway, Nina is a bit surprised to see him. She lets him come in, and they have a pretty smooth conversation, where he asked her out for the second time. She agrees, and the next night they go on their date, a get-together party with Darius' friends. Feeling spontaneous, Darius suggests they go to a reggae club with a little flirty exchange. After the club, the both of them hook up back at Nina's apartment. Yes, they did it, on the first date. However, the both of them are unsure of the relationship status they are leading themselves into. Things begin to take a huge twist when Nina's ex-boyfriend, Marvin, shows up at her door, apologizing for ever leaving without calling back. He offers her a trip to New York to come stay with him with a chance of working things out between them. Nina is unsure of what to do and meets with her friend Josie for advice. Josie tells her to let Darius know she'll be leaving for New York in an effort to gauge Darius' feelings. However, things don't go as smoothly as Nina anticipated with her ex. She comes back to Chicago only to find out Darius had been fooling with other girls. That must hurt. A friend of Darius, Hollywood, popularly known as Wood, sees the opportunity to befriend Nina, and afterwards begins to go out with her. Darius is pissed off at his friend, but he masked his frustrations. This we come to see in an encounter they both had at their usual nightclub. Wood takes Nina to a night party at Sheila's apartment with Darius present. Nina, who was unaware that it was Sheila's party, now feels embarrassed having to stand in the same friend circle of the people with whom she shares her bed with. She demands Wood take her home, but Wood rejects and leaves stranded outside. Darius escorts her to make sure she's okay, when he blatantly voices his disappointment in Nina for dating Wood. Nina retorts it was his fault when he ventured to go with other girls. The both of them go back, and Nina calls Darius later that night, trying to make up by asking him on a date. The following day they go on their date, and their love fire turns back on again. Like a lot, they even move in together. However, their relationship hits a major iceberg when Nina suspects Darius is still seeing Lisa, which he had her number pinned to the wall. She confronts him one afternoon, and Darius gets offended and brings up her leaving for New York. Their once little love fire is extinguished for the second time. Sometime later, Darius is having fun with his friends when Josie rings his line. She informs him Nina would be taking a very long trip the next day, a type of trip where he wouldn't be seeing her for a long time. Darius' reply implies he doesn't necessarily care about the information. Nonetheless, the next day he is incapable of fighting his conscience. He rides to the train station and rushes to meet up with Nina before the train's departure, but sadly he's too late. He lost his love spark again. A year rushes by quickly, and Nina is now an even bigger photographer. Darius is about to make his debut with his book he has been working on throughout the film. According to Darius, when a friend asked why he never contacted Nina, he replied he wrote a bunch of letters, but it made him look like a fool. So instead he never mailed any of them. On one fateful occasion, inside their very first meeting spot, Nina miraculously shows up and recites a poem about love for her audience, hoping to see Darius. She doesn't see him, but unbeknownst to her, Darius is sitting in the back of the club. Darius is taken aback when he hears the name Nina Mosley was coming up on stage. He looks at her with admiration as she finishes her poem. When she leaves the club, he calls her from under a bridge. Nina goes to meet him, and he apologizes for the mistakes that transpired between them, clearly making her know that she was the only thing that matters to him. It turns out the little love spark they had never ran out in the first place. With a gentle "I love you," the two kiss it out and the camera fades into darkness.